Hey, what up y'all? Mr. Cruz here, your friendly neighborhood producer, back with another video. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a brand new plugin called SampleSwap. So SampleSwap is this plugin I recently found out about by Swaffer Sounds or Sofer Sounds, Sofer Sounds. I don't know how to pronounce it, but what it apparently does is it allows you to swap a drum sample with another sample. So it pretty much functions by whenever the SampleSwap plugin is triggered from the sound of another sample that's passing through it, it will automatically trigger whatever other sample you drop into it. So we're gonna actually try this out on 3 different instances. We're gonna try it out on kick, on snare, and then on hi-hats, just to see how it reacts, because in my mind I'm thinking SampleSwap is a little too good to be true, especially since it was free. I mean, sometimes we get plugins that are really good for free, but I feel like this is like a $200 plugin if it works really well. All right, so let's go ahead and check this out. So we're gonna start out by using it on our kick. So here is the beat. Let me make sure that I got a nice section looped here. This is our kick that we're gonna be swapping it out for and just seeing how it works. All right, let's go ahead and I'm gonna open up XO here on the side camera, and we are going to drag this into here. And now we should have 2 samples. All right, I'm guessing replacement level. Yeah, we want it all the way up, and then a threshold. So this is where we would, I want it to hold for a long time. So I guess I'm gonna use this threshold knob here to bring the volume down, or the threshold for where it will start to trigger our new sample. Honestly, I'm not hearing, I don't think it's working as well as I was hoping. Yeah, I'm not really feeling it on the kick, but let's go ahead and try it out on some other samples to see. So kick was kind of a no-go. Kick was kind of a dud, but let's go ahead and try this out on snare. So on our snare, we're gonna change our snare with, this is the sound of the snare. And we're gonna swap it out for this sound. Drop our sample in there, and let's see how this works. Okay, pretty impressed with how I was able to handle the snare. So I did notice that when I dropped SampleSwap to the last thing in my mixing signal, I did notice that it sounded a lot better. So I'm guessing, you know, some of the processing will probably help boost the signal, because that's what I think the problem is, that it's not recognizing maybe that original sample is too low for SampleSwap to recognize it and then start triggering the new sample. Yeah, so I guess I'll go back and try the kick again to see if doing that will make it sound a little bit better or trigger it a lot more smoothly. But I'm very impressed with how it was able to handle swapping the sounds of the one snare for the other. So that's a pretty big plus. All right, let's go back and try that again with our kick. So on the kick, I'm still not impressed with it, because I think what's happening is that it's triggering that sample, but the sample that I swapped for is taking too long to be triggered, and it's kind of giving me that like staggered delay kind of effect. And I even noticed it when I was messing with the dry wet knob, that it was kind of hitting double time, and I not necessarily wanting that. So not impressed with the kick, super impressed with how it handled the snare. All right, so let's go ahead and try it for hi-hats. I imagine the hi-hats is probably going to be the most trickiest one because of having to keep up with the pattern, right? It's trap hi-hats, they're fast. So let's go ahead and find a hi-hat sound. So we're gonna swap it for this sound right here. And now let's see, let's get to work. Not impressed. I mean, I imagine that out of all of these, it would probably have the most trouble with hi-hats. I was right. And I think that just for using it on snares alone, it seems to work really well with snares. Probably any kind of instrument that is really doesn't have a quick or a really fast pattern or fast cadence or melody, any kind of fast pattern or fast cadence, I think it's really good for that. And it seems that you can get it to work really, really well on other things. So kicks, hi-hats, maybe even open hi-hats, definitely no kind of melodies or like vocal samples. I don't think it's going to work for, but for something as very specific as snares, I think it's worth it. And I think I would keep it around. I would definitely keep it in my toolbox just in case, because if you're ever working on a collab with somebody and they send you something back and you're like, man, I really don't like that clap, I want to swap it out for another clap. In this case, that would work. This would come in handy without me having to create the pattern, without me having to recreate the MIDI pattern. I can just drop SampleSwap on it and then bam, it's done. So that's what I got for you guys. If you feel like you learned something, make sure to hit that like button. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think of SampleSwap. I mean, I was really only impressed with how it handled snares. So if this is something that you would use and you would keep around, let me know in the comments below. And of course, once you're done making those beats, head on over to BeatStars and sign up for a subscription. And if you use my code CRU230, I'm gonna hook you up with your first month of BeatStars completely for free. Outside of that, it's your boy, Mr. Cruz, out.